Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your opinion down below. Our stories today are from the subreddit r/am I the a-hole. Check the description for the links and timestamps. Am I the a-hole if I accidentally divulge some of my girlfriend's insecurities during a temporary breakup? 28F. No, it's super nerdy, but for the last year I've been doing slam poetry. I have a lot of trouble expressing myself emotionally, and this has been a huge asset to my mental health. Another asset to my mental health has been my girlfriend, 19F, Brittany. By the way, just watched Free Britney and Free Britney B. She has been super supportive of my poetry and is one of my biggest support systems generally. She's someone I can really be vulnerable with, and we've both shared a lot of our deepest secrets with each other. She was also the first person I read my poems to, and she originally encouraged me to perform them. However, our relationship has honestly been a bit rocky the past few months. Importantly, we took a several-week break back in February. I really struggled during this time, and the small but trusty audience at the virtual open mic night I attend knew it. Basically, all my poems were about her. They were raw and honestly revealing to my and my girlfriend's experiences. Anyways, we got back together, which I was absolutely overjoyed by. However, we have some mutual friends who attend the open mic, and they told her all about my poems. I'm not mad at them for doing this. I was planning on telling her myself, but needless to say, Brittany is very upset. I understand why she feels this way. I shared some of her insecurities during my sets, things she told me in confidence, not to mention some very private details of our relationship. Still, she also knows that this is the only way I can process my emotions, and she saw how self-destructive I used to be without this outlet. Also, I've written about her in the past, and it hasn't been a problem. You are the a-hole. You spoke about things that she divulged to you in confidence, to an audience of her friends no less. Even if you guys had broken up for good, it would be an arsehole move. Writing things out or even venting anonymously would be fine. This is a massive breach of trust and could potentially be relationship ending. You are the a-hole. Just because you were on a break doesn't give you the right to share her very personal info. Talk about yourself all you want. Talk about your feelings, but it's an a-hole move to share her secrets. Of course you are the a-hole. Being on a break doesn't matter, you are still an a-hole. If you can't figure out another way to process your emotions that doesn't involve violating people's trust, you should probably just stay single until you can get therapy for a while. You're too dysfunctional for a relationship and also too old for this girl, especially considering your obvious issues and general untrustworthy behavior. OP, what you have done cannot have happened accidentally. You have chosen to share her secrets and expose lots of private matters, making you the a-hole. You could have written your poetry and kept it for yourself, if writing itself is what helps you, but the moment you decided to share it, you breached the trust and have basically humiliated her and made her vulnerable to your audience, who know who she is and are friends of hers. What you've done is actually horrible. Am I the a-hole for being an hour and a half late to hanging out with my girlfriend, then refusing to talk until tomorrow after she threw a ball of yarn at me? So my weekends are pretty busy. After taking time to relax in the morning, I had homework and a run to do, and after that I was planning on spending 2 hours with my girlfriend. I wanted to hang out at 7, but she was going into work early the next morning, so I agreed to come over earlier, but I needed to run first. I said that I would be there at 5. I got distracted talking to my roommate and ended up leaving late. I texted her saying that I would be late but that we would still have the same time that we planned to have. She thumbs upped my message. She knows that running is a big part of my life and agreed to grab a frozen pizza for me when I got there. All seemed good. As I was nearing the end of my run, it was almost 6, and I get a message of hi. I assured her that I was getting close to my car, and finished up and drove directly to her place as we agreed. By this time it was almost 6:30. I get inside, she's obviously annoyed, and we start arguing pretty quick. I maintained that I told her that I was going to be late 2 hours before our scheduled time and that she had acknowledged it. The way she saw it was that being an hour and a half late was unacceptable even with a warning. She asked me what I do when people are late. I say that I take the time and put it into something else. By this point I was feeling pretty fed up with the situation. We argue about time a lot, and I started smiling. She asked why, and I said because I think this is ridiculous. This made her more angry. She said something I don't remember, then grabbed a ball of yarn sitting between us and threw it at me before grabbing the last word and storming off to her room. I sort of sat there a bit stunned. It was just yarn, yet I still felt pretty weird about it. I decided that it would be better to just leave and revisit the situation tomorrow. I grabbed the frozen pizza out of her fridge and left. She started calling me pretty quick, asking for an apology. I told her we can talk tomorrow. She said that if I don't call and apologize immediately we'd be done. I told her again that we could talk tomorrow, and that I was reacting to having something thrown at me in anger. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? You are the a-hole. Late is 5-10 minutes. Anything beyond that and you need to explain just how late you are going to be. It's common courtesy. But wait. There's more. You said you guys argue about time a lot. Guess you do this quite a bit. Then you go and smile at her, calling her expectations ridiculous. So not only did you ruin her evening by being an hour and a half late, you brushed her off too. Be glad the nearest thing she could throw at you was yarn. Oh god, I just caught you had the nerve to take the damn pizza too. Whoa. Just, wow. You are the a-hole. You don't respect her time, and I assume as you argue about time a lot you make a habit out of being late to things. You are the a-hole, and I really hope she follows through with the breakup. How is a run so important that you can't skip it or push it back a day to hang out with your girlfriend? Someone you should, in theory, be committed to and want to spend time with? OP, you are surely the a-hole. She is slightly for throwing the ball, but you're surely the biggest a-hole here. As others pointed out, you don't seem to have any respect for her and her time. Everything about her seems unimportant to you, and the pizza is the icing on the cake. I can only imagine the frustration she was feeling by you. How could you do all of this to her and still think her being upset is ridiculous? Unbelievable. Am I the a-hole for saying my daughter can't keep calling everything and everyone she dislikes creepy? My daughter is 15 and my sons are 9 and 6, and as a family we have some house rules about how we speak about others, like both things like you can't cuss at people or use profanity, but also stuff about speaking with kindness and not talking about people as fat or stupid or things like that. Recently, my daughter has practically had creepy as her favorite word. She will call everything she doesn't like creepy, including our neighbor who keeps track of which cars are in our neighborhood and who they belong to. Not in an invasive way. I like that they look out for the community's safety. The Pledge of Allegiance, as a concept. It's creepy and culty to chant at the flag, she says. A cashier in the grocery store who complimented her coat. A teacher who wants cameras on and virtual backgrounds off in Zoom classes, because it's creepy her teacher can see her room. Anyone over 18 who still uses the TikTok app. The main character in the Great Gatsby book. The app next door and anyone who uses it. The neighbor who sits on their porch and says hi when she walks the dog. Anyways, our younger ones are picking up on this too, and they are using it as a way to insult people without seeming to know what it really means. Like if they're bickering they'll just be calling each other that. So I told all the kids that creepy or a creep used as an insult to a person is going to go on the no-no list. And a few times, I chastised them for using it. During this, my wife was visiting her mom, and when she came back and we were talking about how I made creepy a new no-no word for the kids, she got furious with me. She was angry because she said I was taking away our kids, but especially our daughters, ability to express discomfort with anything in their lives. And that girls especially are taught to not make a fuss if someone is making them uncomfortable, and that giving those messages of you're not allowed to say you feel creeped out is teaching her a horrible, dangerous lesson. And that we should be encouraging her to put words to her discomfort. and that she wanted our daughter to always be okay saying she doesn't feel good about something and learn how to communicate that effectively. That I should have invited her to elaborate and respected her opinions instead of shutting her down. I told her that it doesn't seem like she's talking about actual issues. She's just using that word as a way to speak badly of people when the reasons are so petty. My wife got really frustrated with me and said that if our daughter was saying this stuff, we needed to be teaching her that she should be able to express it and should be taught that us as our parents will take her seriously. We left the conversation at that point and I'm taking some time to think right now. Am I the a-hole for having told our daughter and 2 sons to not call people creepy? You are the a-hole. I think your daughter is right about a large portion of that list and your wife is right that she should be encouraged to express herself in an appropriate manner. You are the a-hole. I 100% agree with your wife and also the examples you used of things your daughter said. Those were creepy situations for the most part. Is your daughter just not supposed to have expressed negative emotions? She's human and learning how to navigate them. Don't cut her off at the knees. You are the a-hole. I'm sorry but a lot of those things arguably are creepy, and she has a right to find them creepy even if you don't. OP, you're the a-hole. I'm sorry to say that, especially that it is clear you mean well. But I'm a female a-hole, and at 28 find most of what you mentioned creepy. You really need to encourage her to speak her mind and express discomfort, which those situations have given her. Especially with people, they might have done something that made her feel threatened, which you didn't notice, so I think you have to listen to her more and teach her to protect herself. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. Until next time.